Woo! You know how long I've been waiting for this? About to make a name for myself right here. Welcome back, comic book community. This is your friendly neighborhood comic book nerd, Travis Grant. And today we're going to take a look at Gambit, #1 of his mini-series right here. Man, this cover is fire, dude. The cards are chrome, it's embossed. Gambit's in the chrome, dude. It's a cool cover, dude. When you first open up the page, you're kind of got this little backstory about the tying collector, and it's kind of like a tax guy. It's kind of like a tax, but you know they're saying that the old Creole mothers were telling their kids, you better be good, or the tie-in collector is going to get you. I mean, it just goes back and they're doing some crime, and he's going to collect the taxes, but it's a kind of a different person. They're in the way of the Assassins Guild. The thieves, they're saying the thieves have been in the way of the Assassins Guild for all these years. So anyways, we just kind of get a little backstory, but then we get to like a present. It's going on right now with Gambit and Rogue here, and I like this thing. You get the blasts from his cards. You get the lasers coming down. He's dodging out of the way. He's got his staff right here, and Rogue's back there. They're doing a training exercise. Oh yeah, and this comic has like it's a harder stock comic. It's kind of like the Deadpool Circle Chase. This is a 3-parter. I mean a 4-parter comic. This is wild because these ad pages right here are like 4 ad pages right in a row. It's kind of weird. So we get this guy right here. He's trying to break in to the mansion. Here we have Wolverine and Storm. They're having a conversation about how how Gambit and Rogue are gonna work. I'd like this panel too. The match illuminating his face of Wolverine's face, and they're going back and they crank up the volume of the danger room. You know, they're Gambit and they're watching them, and they're saying, well, we'll see how good they are in this thing. We crank up the volume of it. Cranking the danger up in the danger room. So this guy, he's a thief from New Orleans, and he's breaking into the mansion. He's like all these little lasers and devices that he's sneaking past. He shows them here how he's catching his breath after doing all that. This is another neat panel right here. All the cars. He's done the motion of throwing them, but his hands still kind of. And it even goes back to a local Kirby Crackle right here. You know, you got the Kirby Crackle going on. So I think that's interesting too. How they did this art, and it's good. And let's see that it's not. He's like, it's not a game, Gambit. This is real stuff, and you got to take it more serious. It's not a game. But I like this panel too. She's busting all that in the speed lines, and it's going everywhere. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I dig it. I enjoy it. So these missiles come up. He's dodging out of the way, and they're homing missiles. So it's like, and she's like, yeah, but watch out, really. You know, it's like, hey, maybe we should. You're like, maybe we should stop this sequence. Not so fast, darling. You know, he's pushing it. He really wants to see when push comes to shove. Are they gonna rise above? Are they gonna be the cream of the crop? You know. Rogue kind of saves them out of the way, and Aurora does sequence ending, and she's like, "Told ya." Wolverine's like, "Told ya." They saved themselves. Told ya, it's fine. And he's like, "Now it's now isn't this a little cozy to eat and share?" She's like, "I honestly would like to stay here all day, but he doesn't have, he's got time." And then she's like, "We got company." So he just knows that they have, and they're like, "What?" I guess she's mad at that. I don't know what's going on right there. But anywho, this guy's breaking in, and he gets kind of past the security system and is like, tisk tisk, until he runs into Gambit. "Not good enough, my friend. No moves left. You'll lose your head." And he's like, "Put the cards away, Remy. You still a thief, I hope, not an assassin." He's calling, and the panel works really, really good too. I like how it's dark and the cards illuminating the dark room. It's really neat. Really neat stuff. I dig it. Really fun comic. And it's Henry. He's like, "Henry?" His eyes light up, and and you find that Henry is his brother. The rest of the X-Men are kind of joining him. But he's telling Gambit, like, "Look, there's something going on down here. We need you to come home," and he's saying the tying time, the tax time. I think it's kind of explained that it's kind of like all the clans, all the thieves and assassins and everything, they get together, and it's a big tax time kind of thing. And just then he's telling him, "You got let's see, not at all things aren't as they seem, and we have to go back, Remy." Something about later he learns Belladonna isn't dead. So anyways, an assassin shoots the thing, and there are two assassins over here, and they're talking about their assassin guild. They don't. It's kind of like they're antagonizing the thieves, because the assassins always live in the shadows, and the thieves are always not in the shadows, and they don't like that. Or it's time for the assassins to rise up against the thieves. They're having a war. And he's like, "You gotta go home," and then he's telling him to take him home too. His brother dies. Why they had to kill his brother off to make Remy get all mad. It's kind of weird, He could have lived, but anyways, Wolverine. They're like, "No, but he's got to do it alone." He's like, "I have to do this alone. It's a family matter." They're not. Wolverine was about to go track him, and he's like, "No, I can't. I got to do this alone." And they're talking about how it's a debt, and it's a blood debt, and I pity those that are about to be on the receiving end. That's what Wolverine's telling those guys. Because Wolverine knows he's been in those situations kind of like that before. So you get in this council thing with the thieves, and they're talking about where we're gonna let Remy LeBeau into this thing now. And they're like, well, they don't like it because he's young and a hot head, and he doesn't fit in or something. But that's probably for the next issue. We cut. And we kind of cut to these people here, and these might be on the Assassin's Guild. I don't know. Haven't read the second issue yet. We'll cut to these people, and lo and behold, it's Gideon from X Factor. No, not X Factor, X Force, and we're New Mutants '98 Gideon, and he's with this chick here. But these guys are trying to get away through the woods, and Gambit is right behind them. He traces them back to their hideout or something, and this guy Kind of looks like what is it? The Wildcats or Youngbloods. There's like a grifter guy. But I like this panel too because it's even coming off the page right there. You know, and it's shooting at that angle of the page. It's pretty aesthetically. It's really nice. This comic's put together aesthetically nice. He shoots, misses him. Boom. Sometimes I don't like the letter and they kind of go together. Even the where he's throwing his card, charging his card, you know, throwing it, flipping through the air and hitting those guys are pretty cool. And you get illumination of the house back here, and it's another little panel of him right here. Let's finish this game, he said. Let's finish this game of hide and seek. I'm gonna get you. Remy LeBou. All right. We're playing hide and seek, you know, and he I think he's charged his cards up to light his cigarette. I'm thinking that's what went on. And he gets to this door. An unforeseen obstacle. It's a heavy-duty locked door. And he takes off this little needle for a lockpick, but it ain't nothing for this thief, and especially a mutant thief. He charges up the thing and just blows the lock out. It's you know, just extra little things that Gambit can do. It's showing his little skills of being a thief, and it's extra help for him being a mutant that he can do extra little things that other people can't. He's like, I'm coming for you. He's like, no obstacle is going to stand in my way. I'm going to get you. Ooh, he going to be making a name for himself today. So, anywho, Wolverine and Gambit, Wolverine and Rogue are talking. And this is kind of like a, you know, he tells Mariko and I had the same kind of relationship as you and Gambit. And you can't let that stuff, you can't let it get away from you. Things like that are never, because with the likes of us, they never are perfect. Don't worry and wait until conditions are perfect. He said, me and Mariko have the same kind of condition that her and Remy have. And because they're mutants and stuff, don't wait until things are perfect, because it's never going to be perfect for them, because they're mutants, and you just got to make life what it is. That's a smart thing to say, you know. Relationships and stuff kind of aren't perfect sometimes. You know, it's always work. This is a neat perspective. Remy, he's looking for him in the warehouse, and he's like, I'm waiting, and he tosses his cigarette that he was smoking. It's just an extra little oomph to the, you know, as a perspective it's coming out. I didn't see that the first time I read through, but I see it now, and it's a neat little addition to it. He's calling them cowards, trying to provoke them, and I guess that worked, because, you know, you'd call somebody, what are you doing, you chicken? You too chicken to do it? You know, and it provoked him to shoot at him, so he knows where they are. You be hiding in them dark places, hey? You know, let's let the cards up and see where they may fall. And this is pretty good. The cards are coming out of you at that perspective too, and it's just how and his hand's kind of still charged, and it's, you know, it's pretty neat little scene, I believe. The guys are getting blown up by the cards. You know, art's on point. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I think Klaus Janson is the inker with this guy. Let's see. Yeah, Klaus Janson and Lee Weens. I think is the art's like Lee Weens, and Klaus Janson. The story is Howard Machete. But it's really good. I like it. Let's see here. Where were we? Oh, okay, Gambit's knocking these guys that look like some young blood knockoffs, look Wildcat knockoffs, but they're assassin, and they're part of the Assassins Guild, and he's gonna give him a chance his brother never had. He's just kind of playing with him, knocking him around, you know, because he's better than him. He's like, "Come, killers, we ain't done yet." He kind of beats the snot out of him a little bit, and he's like, "I'm just gonna give you a chance my brother never had. Come on, killers, we ain't done yet." You know, he's giving them a fighting chance a little bit, but they don't really stand a chance. We're looking here, and it's like, "You won't be stealing my honor again." And he's like, "Julian?" And he when he grabbed the knife, the sword, no, don't. And he fucking pops her good. And she's like, "Look, Remy. Look, Remy. Know that it's your brother's wife. You won't be killing me again, mon ami. I'm here to stay." And they're like, "The portal's ready, open. Let's return. And we got jobs to do, thief, for my sister Remy. Belladonna almost died here because of you, but I kept her alive. We assassins got the power, and thieves got the life. It's time for us to have both." So they're trying to get out of the shadows and have a life and power. You know, they're just not going to be assassins anymore. Time for all the assassins. You know, stay away from New Orleans, thief, and stay away from my sister. And he's like, "Belladonna alive?" You know, it's Remy. You know, they're back at the mansion, and this is going back to X-Men 8, the Jim Lee Claremont X-Men 8. If you want to read more about Belladonna, and I think he said something about New Orleans. I got to get answers, be some answers to it, and you know, they were discussing. He's like, "Well, they can't let Gambit leave by himself," but Rogue says, "I'll go. I'll be traveling. He won't be traveling solo, Professor. I'll go." That's a good shot of Rogue too, telling him that she's gonna go with the Gambit to help out. Wolverine's like, he's got things he's got to do on his own, you know. Gotta let the man do. And he's explaining to Rogue that it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a tough one. You know, I'm gonna go to find out about Belladonna. My wife is alive, and you sure you're up to this one share. There are some things about me that you don't want to know or learn. And then she's like, "I'll take the chance, Surga." So it kind of goes into the closing to be continued of the tying character, the taxing of it. And that was Gambit number 1 of Occasion X-Men in his own limited series at last. The Gambit series, the number 1 issue of it. All right, thanks for watching. Love you, boy.